On today's episode of Beer and Watches, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing a watch that comes in a dry bag. And it's the first watch I've ever seen that comes packaged like this. You do not want to miss this episode. Now time's are ticking, so let's get stuck in. Hey everyone, what's up? Happy Friday. I'm Matt Johnson and I'm your host of my YouTube channel, Beer and Watches. Ooh, Beer and Watches. Almost missed it there for a second. And on this channel, I bring you brand new microbrand watch reviews every single Friday, just in time for the weekend. And the idea is to kick back, relax with your favorite watch on, crack your favorite beer and chill, because after all, you've deserved it. Now, I bring you microbrand watches every single Friday, the kind of watches that you're not going to find in your everyday high street store, and the kind of watches that you're probably not going to see on other watch review channels. So if all that sounds really exciting to you and you like the odd occasional beer, then this is the channel for you. So if it is, make sure you are subscribed. All that out the way, the watch that I'm wearing on my wrist today is my Tissot Seastar Powermatic 80. It's a beautiful Swiss-made automatic watch from the folks over at Tissot. If you want to check out my review of this watch, you can go ahead and click on that bar up there. I'll also put that link in the description below this video. If you want a watch kind of like this Tissot, which cost me about $1,000, but you don't want to spend $1,000 in money, then today's watch is for you, because after all, it's got some of the same features: a rotating bezel, a screw down crown, a great lume. All of those things are in today's watch, which comes in a dry bag.
A what?
If you've ever been out on the water, boating, kayaking like I do with my wife and my dog, then you'll know what a dry bag is. It's a cool device to put your stuff in, keeps it absolutely squeaky clean and bone dry. Well, this watch comes packaged in one, and it is from FARR and SWIT. Now, FARR and SWIT is a watch company based in the US, kind of close to Chicago. If you want to check out FARR and SWIT and their complete lineup of watches and some of their cool apparel also available, you can go to this website right here, farrandswit.com, and I'll also put that link in the description below this video. So I've talked enough. Let's open the dry bag and let's get into the full review and unboxing of this stunning watch. All right, everybody, here it is, the unboxing of the Wayfinder. Now, first of all, it's in this dry bag, which is very cool. It's actually so big, I can't get it all in shot. We're gonna go ahead and open up the dry bag and take out what's inside so that we can get rid of this and actually focus on something that does fit into the camera. We've got a couple of things in here. Now, the Wayfinder has two versions on their website. First of all, they have the Wayfinder automatic watch, which is actually using an automatic movement, comes in at $569 US, and it's limited to only 50, that's 50 watches. But unfortunately, the Wayfinder is so popular that it's already sold out. What you do have is also the Wayfinder Sweeping Quartz, which is this one here. This one comes in at $399 US on the website. Now, when you consider that it comes with the watch that you're going to see, it also comes with two extra straps and it comes with the dry bag that I showed you already. I think $399 is a pretty cool deal. One other thing that I want to mention, if you go to the website farrandswit.com, you will also see their flagship watch, which is the Seaplane automatic watch, limited to only 500 pieces in the world. This comes in at $649 US. It is temporarily out of stock according to their website. However, it's not sold out, so some more will be coming in. We're going to focus today on the Wayfinder Sweeping Quartz. You do get two extra straps in here. If we take a little look, you'll notice here that we have a NATO navy parachute elastic strap, and this one is already on the watch, so we can lose that. And we've also got a NATO gray seatbelt strap as well, which comes, so the blue is stretchy, it's elastic, but the seatbelt strap is not stretchy. Now let's go ahead and open up this bad boy, and there it is in the little display case. The packaging from FARR and SWIT is handmade in Florida in the US. I would say not amazing, but totally functional, does the job, and the fact that it comes in that dry bag, that's the amazing part. Now, there are a lot of cool features and design features on this watch. You can see there on the face, on the dial, that we've got this topographical map, and we'll talk about that in a second. looking at the case, it is a 316L stainless steel case, beautifully brushed, beautiful finishing. And if we take a look at the crown, you can see that that's got some really prominent crown guards, and I absolutely dig the styling of that. And then moving on to the bezel, we've got a stainless steel brushed bezel with this blue insert in the top. It is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, meaning it rotates only one way, to the left. It's a beautiful rotating bezel, barely any back play in there, if any. Good solid clicks in there, absolutely stunning. All of the inserts in here are lumed as well, and the lume on this bezel is a BG W9 grade A lume, but that's not the only lume on this watch. The dial is also lumed, and it's lumed with 3 different colors. So you've actually got on this the C3 blue lume, the C3 green lume, and a dark orange lume. And let's go ahead in the dark room and take a look at that now. Okay, and there we've got the lume on the watch. As you can see, 4 different types of lume going on. We've got the blue on the bezel, we've got the orange on the minute track dial, we've got the blue on the topographical map, and we've got the green on the hour markers, and also orange there as well on the minute track and on the minute and second hands. Really stunning dial to look at in the dark, and I hit this with a black light for 30 seconds, and this is the lume that I've got, and it's really lasting quite nicely, you know. And it's so refreshing to see lume on a watch like this with all those different colors going on, and the fact that you can see that topographical map glowing as well. Great job, FARR and SWIT. Now, if you're not sure what topography is actually the study of forms and features of land surfaces, and quite often these contours are seen on maps. The reason that it's got that topographical map on the dial of the watch is because FARR and SWIT are all about adventures. Just kind of all fits in with that adventuring lifestyle that they're really into. Now, if we take a look at the dial here, you can see that just below the 12 o'clock position, we've got the FARR and SWIT logo. Just above the 6 o'clock position, we've got the name of the watch, the Wayfinder, and we've also got 10 bars, 100 meters, or 330 feet of water resistance. And it is actual water resistance, because what we have here in these beautiful crown guards is a fully screw down crown. We'll get to that in a moment. We've got an HMS dial, hour, minute, and second hands. You can see that it's got that fluid sweeping motion to it. Again, it is a quartz, but it is doing 4 ticks per second because it is a sweeping quartz, and I really dig that. Now, we're going to get to the movement in a moment, a little later in the review, and show you the movement that's creating that kind of automatic illusion. The rest of the dial here, we have applied hour markers, all fully lumed, and then around those we have that orange minute track, also fully lumed as well. Moving around to the strap, this is one of the 2 straps that you get. As I said, you get the grey seatbelt strap, but you also get this blue navy elastic strap. So if you've ever had a watch that doesn't fit all wrist sizes, well, now you have a watch that does fit all wrist sizes. We've got plenty of adjustments on there, absolutely loads, but then also it's got enough stretch to fit just about any wrist size. We've got 2 keepers here fixed in place, stainless steel. We've got a signed time buckle with the FARR and SWIT logo there. Very nicely done, brushed stainless steel, good fit and finish to this, and there's the strap. Now, if we go ahead and pop this off the strap, we can take a look at the actual body of the watch. Stainless steel screw down caseback, no nonsense. We've got the Wayfinder for the name of the watch, and here FARR and SWIT, the company, and then the FARR and SWIT logo in the middle, which is on that kind of pebble blasted background with the topographical map on there as well. As I said, FARR and SWIT super proud of the fact that all of their watches are made and hand assembled in the US. Just great finishing. I really think this is a beautiful watch, something a little bit different. And if you're into adventuring, being outdoors, kayaking, swimming, hiking, running, all that cool stuff, snowboarding, skiing, diving, then this is the watch for you. Now, as for the screw down crown, we don't have it signed there, but it has got that nice kind of brush finish into it. Good teeth on there, works beautifully actually. It's like silky smooth butter. You just turn that until it pops out right there, and then you just you know, it's funny, I always want to wind this when it pops out because of that sweeping second hand, and then I'm reminded that it's actually a quartz, so I don't have to. You pop this all the way out, you can adjust the time, works beautifully, no lag, silky smooth, push back in, little bit of pressure, not much needed, screw that back down, and full water resistance, absolutely first class. The diameter of this watch I've got comes in at about 42 millimeters, give or take, and then with the crown, including the crown, we're at about 47 millimeters there. As far as the lug width goes, the strap width, we're talking 22 millimeters. So very standard, very easy to replace straps on this if you wanted to add your own leather or rubber strap or whatever you wanted. As far as the thickness on this goes, we are looking at about 12.5 millimeters thick. Lug to lug on this, we're talking about 50 millimeters. So now let's get the back off this. But before we do, this is Beer and Watches, so it's time for a beer break. All right, guys and girls, I hope you're enjoying this look and this full in-depth review of the Wayfinder Sweeping Quartz from FARR and SWIT. Now, before we take the back off this and take a look at the movement inside, and by the way, I think you're going to find this movement very, very interesting. Before we do that, it's time to crack a beer, because after all, Beer and Watches would not be Beer and Watches without the beer. Today, I'm drinking a beer that I have reviewed here on my channel before. This is the Bavaria Beer from Holland. It's a premium beer and comes in at 5% alcohol volume, so it's going to do the trick for the weekend if you have a couple of these, you know what I'm saying. Comes in this 500 milliliter tall boy can. If you want to check these guys out and their beers, you can go to this website right here, bavaria.com, and I'll also put that link in the description below this video. Without further ado, let's crack it and stack it, or open it and pour it in real language. Remember when pouring your beer to hold your glass at a 45-degree angle and pour the first 2/3 of the beer nice and gently, and then turn the glass the right way up and pour the last third of the beer more vigorously to get a good head on your beer. Here's a cheers to the weekend. Let's give it a taste. That is absolutely gorgeous and nice and chilly and cold to beat the heat. It's a good European lager. It's got that mature bite to it, not much carbonation, but an easy drinking drink. If you like lagers, then you're going to love this one. Cheers to you all. Have a great weekend, and let's get back to the watch review and get the back off this bad boy and take a look at the movement inside. All right, so I got my Bavaria beer, much needed on this hot day. Boy, is it hot in our house here. I've also put the watch into my watch case holder, and I've got my Caseback removal tool. These are really cool tools. If you go on Amazon, you can get these cheap as chips, about $20 for a full kit with all the different tools you're going to need to take off casebacks, replace batteries, all that cool stuff. I highly recommend it. Let's use the Caseback removal tool here to just take off this caseback. We'll give that a little unscrew and we'll just pop that off, and there inside we have the movement. As I said, a quartz movement on this, and we're going to get my little spyglass tool here and see if we can see some of the features on this watch to figure out what kind of movement we've got going on. Just there it says VH31A and 2 joules. What we have here is the VH31 sweeping secondhand quartz Japanese Seiko movement, 2 joules. It's good for a variance of plus or minus 15 seconds a month. 4 beats in 1 second give it that sweeping quartz secondhand. And the battery life on this, well, the battery first of all is going to be an SR920 SW battery, pretty standard battery, and you're going to get about a 2-year battery life out of this battery. Now, one thing that I just want to check very quickly, because I can't remember if the VH31 is actually hackable, so let's just turn this over and we'll see by pulling out the crown here whether that second hand stops. And if it does stop, that means the movement is hackable, and indeed it does. And what that means is a couple of things. First of all, being hackable, it allows you to stop the second hand for more precise time setting, but also this acts as a power saving feature. So if you're not wearing the watch and you pull the crown out, it's not actually drawing power on the battery. We'll push that back in. You can see the second hand starts up again, sweeping away. We'll screw that back in there. Great little quartz movement, good workhorse movement. Japanese Seiko movements are always fantastic. Very nice fit and finish on the back there. Really clean, really well put together. So let's go ahead and screw the case back on. Let's put it back on the strap. We'll put it on the gray seatbelt strap just to see a little bit of a change on the strap color, and then we'll finish up the review. And there it is on wrist, everybody. And I gotta tell you, this NATO strap strap is silky smooth. It's like butter. It's very, very comfortable. I really, really like this watch. I hope FARR and SWIT is watching this because, full disclosure, the watch was sent to me for review, but I do have to send it back, and I'm hoping FARR and SWIT will let me keep it because I'm in love with this watch. It's absolutely beautiful. I'd love to add it to my collection. I guess if they won't, well, that's how the cookie crumbles. I'll just have to buy one, I suppose. I really do like it. Can't recommend it highly enough. Beautiful looking watch, as you can see. Very unique design. My big thumbs up to FARR and SWIT for a really, really cool watch. All right, everybody. Well, that is my full in-depth review of the Wayfinder from FARR and SWIT. As I say, absolutely love this watch. It really is quite unique and some cool design elements that I haven't seen before on a watch, not to mention the fact that it comes in a dry bag. And like I said, being a big kayaker, this is something that I already use, and I'm going to use this one. Do go ahead and make sure you go over to their website, check out their watches. They are limited, so if you love the watch, then go ahead and pick one up. Tell them that Matt Johnson from Beer and Watches sent you. Well, that's it for this episode. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you're not subscribed yet, why not? Go ahead and subscribe. Beer, watches every Friday. What more could you ask for? By the way, if you haven't seen any of my other videos yet, I have over 170 videos. This one's a good one right here, so make sure you go ahead and check that one out. And also click on the Beer and Watches logo right there to subscribe. I'm Matt Johnson. Take care. We'll see you again next Friday for another episode of Beer and Watches. Bye for now.